Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating question, I think. How does one person take, well, basically a single microphone and turn it into a $50 million empire?
Yeah, and capture, what, 20 million viewers every single night?
Exactly, especially now, right, when everyone's attention is just pulled everywhere, streaming, TikTok, you name it.
It's quite the puzzle. He didn't invent late night. He wasn't the loudest voice out there either.
Yeah.
But he sort of quietly built this emotional connection, this empire.
That's it. We're talking about Jimmy Kimmel, and his success feels so, well, counterintuitive, drawing millions, not with big flashy stuff, but with real emotional connection.
At a time when, traditional TV is supposedly losing ground, makes you really wonder what's underneath it all.
And that's what we're doing today. For you listening, we're going to pull apart 6 key long-term strategies, the things that really fueled Kimmel's, well, what looks like effortless success.
And maybe explore why his biggest asset isn't just being famous, but that ability he has to make millions feel genuinely seen.
Okay, let's get into it. So let's kick off with strategy 1, the financial mindset. How that microphone became really a long-term asset.
Right.
When he first started, that mic was just, equipment. But he somehow turned it into a gateway for creating value consistently over the long haul.
Yeah, it wasn't just about the salary coming in. It was seeing that income as fuel for something bigger.
That's a huge difference. I mean, look at the numbers. By 2025, his net worth is estimated around $50 million.
Mm-hmm. And pulling in $15 million a year just from Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Incredible. But it's not just the cash, is it? It's what he did with it, how he managed it strategically.
Exactly. It wasn't about flashy spending. He invested smartly.
Okay, like what?
Well, multiple properties in LA, Hollywood Hills, Hermosa Beach.
Prime spots.
Definitely. But also, and this is interesting, a quiet retreat up in Idaho.
Idaho. Why Idaho?
It kind of speaks to this philosophy, right?
Yeah.
Calm continuity, not constant flashy exposure. Grounding himself.
That makes sense. But the real, structural genius that was co-founding Jackhole Industries, wasn't it? His own production company.
Absolutely. That's the often overlooked bit, not typical for a host starting out.
Right.
But it gave him ownership. Partial ownership, sure, but ownership of shows like Crank Yankers, the Andy Milonakis show.
So his creative work wasn't just a one-off gig anymore.
Precisely. It became recurring, scalable revenue. Think about that.
So the mic delivering jokes.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's amplifying his assets, like syndication, producer credits.
Brand leverage, all of it. Performance turned into actual equity.
How does that work exactly, the syndication part? Is that just reruns?
Well, it's more than just reruns on TV. It's selling the show internationally, digital sales, streaming rights.
Oh, okay.
So Crank Yankers could still be making money for Jackhole today, years later. It's passive income built from that initial creative work.
Wow, and this wasn't overnight. People were skeptical back then, right? Early 2000s.
Oh, definitely. Critics didn't think he was, network material. But he took the chance. He structured smart contracts. Those back-end deals were key and just built it quietly.
His secret seems to be longevity over virality, ownership over applause.
That sums it up pretty well.
He even said, I didn't get rich from being loud. I got rich from showing up.
Yeah.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway? It's maybe seeing your own work, your own microphone, whatever that is, not just as a job, but as a tool. A long-term instrument for creating value beyond just today.
Okay, so beyond the money side, let's talk about strategy 2. His career strategy, it wasn't meteoric, was it? It felt more architectural.
Architectural, I like that.
Yeah.
Definitely not an overnight sensation. Think about where he started local radio in Phoenix.
Editing promos, writing jokes nobody remembers.
Exactly. But he was always kind of building something, laying groundwork.
His first big break, national break, was Win Ben Stein's Money, right? 1997.
Yeah, that got him an Emmy too. Then came The Man Show in 99, which is definitely viewed differently today. Controversial.
Very. But the key thing then was it gave him full creative control. He learned early on, fame is rented, but ownership is wealth. He needed to own the content.
So when Jimmy Kimmel Live launched in 2003, the reviews weren't great.
Oh, they were lukewarm at best. Many just dismissed it.
But he wasn't chasing that immediate praise.
No, he was playing the long game. Negotiating those back-end deals you mentioned.
Licensing rights, editorial control.
All the stuff happening behind the scenes. What did those back-end deals and licensing rights really mean, practically?
Well, it meant he got a piece of the pie long term, not just the upfront salary.
Right.
Share of profits from reruns, digital streaming on Hulu or wherever.
International sales.
Exactly. And licensing rights mean he controlled who used his stuff and got paid for it. So while others, Leno, Letterman, Conan, were jumping networks fighting executives.
Kimmel just stayed. Quietly. Consistently.
And by 2020, his show is ABC's longest-running late-night show, a digital powerhouse.
But he didn't stop at just hosting. He kept building outwards.
Jackhole Productions, producing specials like Live in front of a studio audience.
Hosting the Oscars 4 times, the Emmys 3 times.
Even that Strike Force 5 podcast during the writer's strike, turning competitors into collaborators.
That's the architect at work, isn't it? Every stage becomes a studio, every show a brand, every moment leverage.
His 2025 setup isn't just one show, it's a whole portfolio.
TV hosting, production rights, digital money, brand licensing. It's a media architect's blueprint.
He didn't need to be louder. He just needed to last longer.
Right.
He joked once, the hardest part about being on every night is figuring out what not to say.
Yeah.
But what he did build wasn't just watched, it was owned. So for you, the listener, what resonates there? Building vertically like that. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Strategy 3. Emotional habits. This feels riskier, doesn't it? In comedy, choosing silence, followed by tears.
It's maybe the most compelling part of his whole story. That moment, May 1st, 2017.
His son, Billy.
Yeah. Sharing that raw story about his newborn's heart defect, the surgery. That monologue, it wasn't just powerful, it went massively viral.
14 million YouTube views in like 3 days.
And it fundamentally changed how people saw him. He tapped into this idea, vulnerability as credibility.
While others were maybe doing elaborate sketches for clicks.
He started sharing emotional truth, crying over shootings, real anger at political stuff, comforting people, talking about his own anxiety.
And there's science behind this, right? You mentioned psychology today.
Yeah, they talk about how vulnerability triggers oxytocin. That chemical builds trust, often faster than just humor can.
And it works. I mean, look at his reach now. Despite everything fragmenting, he's still pulling over 20 million views nightly across all platforms by mid-2025.
TV, YouTube, Hulu, podcast clips.
Why?
Because people don't just watch him anymore. They believe him.
He doesn't lecture, does he? He
Yeah,
just
like,
reveals things, piece by piece, quietly, honestly.
You see him as a dad, a husband, son of immigrants. Even critics have said he makes you feel like he's sitting across the table from you, not above you.
It's a deliberate choice, isn't it? Emotional habit over entertainment formula.
He earns loyalty that way, deep loyalty. You could almost argue Jimmy Kimmel's tears might be the most valuable thing ever shown on late-night TV.
Which leads nicely into strategy 4, his life philosophy.
Yeah.
This idea of humor with conscience.
Right, because comedy can easily go the other way. Cruelty is often easy.
And look, his early man show stuff, it was loud frat boy humor. Hugely successful back then, but
definitely controversial now. And what's key is his shift, his public shift.
he talked about it in Rolling Stone, didn't he? Something about being a coward with a microphone.
Yeah, there's a difference between being funny and being a coward with microphone. He evolved publicly. He addressed old jokes, apologized sometimes, didn't hide.
That takes guts.
It does. And it carved out this rare space where the humor doesn't deny humanity. It actually kind of demands it.
His monologues often get serious. That plea for gun control after Vegas.
Gut-wrenching. Or humanizing the healthcare debate with his son's story.
Now, some people call that virtue signaling.
Sure, critics will always find something. But look at the impact. Ratings surged. Those segments trended #1, not for jokes, but for heart.
He understood something important there.
Yeah, that the best comedy doesn't just distract us from life, it actually reflects it.
It's a risk, though. Trusting that real connection beats broad approval.
It's rooted in resilience, isn't it? Stay true, grow, evolve, and use laughter to lift, not to tear down.
He said in 2023, comedy is power. And like any power, you either use it to connect or you waste it on noise.
Powerful. He might not always be the funniest guy every night,
Right.
but he's consistently the most trusted, and that builds legacy.
Okay. Strategy 5, soft power. Becoming, maybe, America's most relatable voice.
It's interesting, this concept of soft power. Influence without formal authority?
He doesn't run for office. He doesn't lead marches.
No. But when he speaks, particularly on certain issues, America does seem to listen.
How does he build that?
A lot of it is amplifying others, I think. Hosting awards shows, interviewing diverse people. He doesn't always need to be the spotlight.
He gets that the best influence isn't top down.
Exactly. It's shared sideways. Relatability, not just aspiration.
We started calling it the warm influence spiral. Can we break that down?
Yeah, let's try it. First, it's trust through familiarity, just showing up night after night, becoming a ritual.
Consistent,
Yeah.
dependable.
Then, relatability through emotion. Sharing the real stuff, fears, doubts, even the silly Matt Damon feud, he feels like a companion.
Not just a host on a screen.
And third, amplification through sincerity. Using that platform he's built to talk about shared human things, healthcare, everyday heroes.
And that spiral creates real momentum, doesn't it? His clips dominate online.
YouTube, Facebook Watch.
Yeah.
And metrics back it up. SocialSignal.ai ranked him top 3 most trusted hosts by mid-2025. High emotional consistency.
Meaning he connects reliably.
And that soft power has real impact, like the Strikeforce 5 podcast, again, during the strike.
Raised over $1 million for staffers.
Yeah, and he took no personal cut. No big flashy announcement, just action. Quiet impact.
That is soft power.
It really is. Like he said, I'm not trying to be the loudest guy in the room. I just want to be someone worth listening to.
And he earned it.
Yeah.
Became the voice of reason, humor, empathy. All right, final strategy. Strategy 6. The long game thriving beyond ratings. Because the late night numbers, honestly, they're tough.
Brutal. A 17% average drop in live TV ratings by May 2025. Young viewers shifting.
Advertisers chasing eyeballs everywhere else, and yet Kimmel's still standing.
He is, because he never built his career just on those live ratings. He built it around them.
How so?
Digital. Early adoption. By 2015, clips were all over YouTube. Now, 20 million subscribers, billions of views.
Often way more than watch live. Right?
Sometimes 10 times more. He saw the show was bigger than just 11:35 p.m. on ABC.
And he diversified formats, too, not just platforms.
Right. Back to the writer's strike. Instead of silence, Strikeforce 5. Top podcast raises money for staff.
That's not just solidarity. That's strategic agility. Adapting. Innovating.
And he's honest about the future. He said, I know I can't do this forever, but I also know how to make it last longer than anyone expects.
So what does that long game actually look like? What are the tiers?
Well, you've got the Broadcast Foundation, ABC, as the cathedral, the home base.
Okay.
Then massive digital reach, YouTube, Facebook, for all that micro content.
Snacks, basically.
Yeah. Then audio expansion podcasts, voice stuff for intimacy.
And crucially,
Production equity. That behind-the-scenes control via Jackhole. Profits without needing screen time.
it's like an investor's mindset, not just an entertainer's.
Totally. Investing in compound trust, not just viral hits. There's even succession planning happening with Jackhole.
For others chase waves, Jimmy builds boats.
That's a good way to put it. Which really makes you think, for yourself, what are you building for the long game?
So wrapping this all up, Jimmy Kimmel. He never shouted the loudest, did he?
No.
Didn't chase viral trends, didn't try to be everything to everyone. He just aimed to be someone worth trusting night after night.
And the contrast is striking, isn't it? In a world rewarding noise, he built with nuance.
Yeah.
In an economy focused on scale, he chose sincerity. In a culture that discards things quickly, he endured by just being human.
Flawed, funny, sometimes teary-eyed.
But always real, undeniably real.
That microphone, it really became a bridge, didn't it?
Between him and America, yeah. Between comedy and conscience. Between wealth and maybe actual worth.
He didn't just make $50 million. He made meaning.
And maybe that's the lesson. Long-term success isn't about the biggest punchline or the fastest climb.
It's about what?
Emotional consistency, strategic humility, and knowing deep down that connection, that's the ultimate currency, the one that lasts.
So maybe the question isn't just how Jimmy Kimmel built his empire. Maybe the better question for you listening is, what are you building? Every night, with your words, your presence, your choices. What are you building that might last longer than applause? If you've ever felt like your voice didn't matter unless it was loud, or if you've wondered if sincerity still has a place, well, Kimmel's story is a pretty powerful reminder. Build with presence, with patience, with something real.
We'd love to hear from you. Maybe share a time when your quiet effort actually spoke louder than shouting. Or tell us, what's the microphone in your life? Your words, your work. What might be worth more than you think?
And look, if this deep dive resonated, if it helped you see your own voice a bit differently, maybe share it with someone else who's still trying to find theirs. Because at the end of the day, the richest thing you can offer the world, it's just your honest, consistent self.